Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review Captain America Civil War. I just came from the movie, and as you can see, look, I'm got my shirt going on here. I bought this at, where did I get this? At Walmart like a couple months ago, but it said Civil War on it. It's just everyone's wearing the Captain America, logo or something like that. So everybody in the marketing department at Disney and Marvel wants you to either pick, Team Captain America or Team Iron Man. Well, for the record, I am Team Captain America. Captain America Civil War is directed by the Russo brothers, who also did the last Captain America movie, Winter Soldier. Winter's War. God, that stupid Huntsman movie's been haunting me. Anyway, I love the Captain America movies. I really do. I think they're the best in the whole series. I love the original, with the World War II flair to it and everything. I just really love it. And I was really skeptical about going into Civil War because the movie comes in almost at 2.5 hours. So there's a lot going on in this movie. And just to set up the plot, the Avengers, cause all kinds of chaos, all kinds of destruction, and they have to be held accountable. Just kind of like in Batman v Superman, is that, it's an interesting take that, these either mutants or these superheroes, they cause a lot of carnage and destruction, and people are dying. I mean, when you see the mass destruction going on, especially, with just people being killed in the name of the law and order or in the name of being, superheroes. So everyone's had enough. So they get together and they sit the Avengers down. They're saying, all right, you're going to be held accountable now. You're not going to run off to all these sovereign nations and do what you want and cross all these borders and break every law. When you think you're doing the greater good, you're now going to be regulated. So everybody signed this accord, and 170 nations all agreed that you're going to be following these rules, and we'll send you when we think it's necessary. Well, of course, you have all the Avengers sitting down, and half of them say no way, and then the other half say yes. And of course, the yeses are led by Tony Stark and Iron Man, and also you have Captain America, who says absolutely not. No way. You're taking away our freedom of choice. You're taking away our autonomy. All these things. So of course, there's a major rift between the groups. Now, what's also going on right now is that the Winter Soldier is also causing all kinds of chaos going on, and there's a whole, I don't want to give any spoilers away, and sometimes I don't know what a spoiler is when it comes to these Marvel movies, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. So you have, first of all, the tension be going on between Iron Man and Captain America, but then you also have this other story going on with the Winter Soldier, which is, this movie is really intense. What I was really happy with this film is that they treat these Marvel characters, these superheroes, they're complex and they're mature. And what I mean by that, they're not caricatures of like a movie villain or, it's not hokey. You're watching this and you're hearing the motivation and you're seeing the emotion that comes behind their actions. It's really well written and it's just so well done that you forget you're watching a comic book movie. So this is really, the Russo brothers really did a good job in the action and the stunt work on this. I mean, I stayed through the end credits. I could not believe how many stuntmen were working on this movie. And when you're watching the film, incredible action sequences, that's a given. You're trying to figure out what's a CGI effect and what's a real scale effect. What's a full-scale stunt effect. And it was just really difficult to see how the movie just seamlessly moved from one end to the other. And this thing's like a Marvel roll call. It's like a who's who. You have everyone back from the Avengers, plus you also have Black Panther, who just kicked butt. He was so good in this. And also Ant-Man. Ant-Man has a cameo in this. And also the big elephant in the room is Spider-Man. Tom Holland killed. And I was really surprised how much they gave him, how much dialogue they gave him. And, Sony had to have something to do with this. They really needed this buzz going on about the whole new Spider-Man film coming out next year, and Holland just kicked ass. He really did. He was so good in this. They gave him dialogue of a teenager who's down on his luck, who lives with his Aunt May. I mean, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. If this was just a small taste of what Spider-Man's coming in, his own movie's going to be like, it's going to be a big hit, and Sony really needs it because they've dropped the ball lately on Spider-Man. Check my notes over here to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yes, I wrote one of the best comic book movies. The Captain America movies just keep getting better and better. They really do. Well, sometimes the Avengers movies kind of falter, and sometimes, Ant-Man was a great film. But, Captain America has always been my favorite, and this is the best in the series. It's one of my favorite comic book movies, absolutely. Highly recommend it. I could sit here and talk about all the different plot points, all the different things I loved and things I hated about this movie. But you know what? Just go experience it. I love this. This is one of the best comic book films. You have to go experience it. I don't want to sit here and give you all the different characters and everything they do because it would just take forever. And you don't want to hear me drone on about this. You want to know if I liked it or not. I didn't like it. I loved it. I loved Captain America Civil War. Also, of course, stay through the credits because we have 2 sequences. A lot of people left after the first one. Sometimes they do that tease after the main part of the credits go by. Well, they showed you know, a spoiler. And then, of course, at the very end, there was another spoiler. And a lot of people already left. I said, what are you people doing? There's probably another one. Just take 10 minutes of your life and wait through these credits. And of course, look for the Stan Lee cameo, which is hysterical. What else? You know, Martin Freeman, real quick. I love Martin Freeman, but he was kind of weird in this casting. He played some sort of, you know, the Avengers, you know, their new overseer. And I just didn't understand his American accent. That didn't make any sense. But, okay, I'm splitting hairs like that. Overall, Captain America Civil War is fantastic, so go see it. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check out my podcast on iTunes. Look at this. I'm Team Captain. Also, if you like what you see here, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard from Las Vegas, the Vegas Film Critic, Team Captain America. That was really dumb. See you next time.